intro music, Travis. Excellent version, and I never tire of hearing it. Welcome, everyone, to the premiere of This Old Glove, a fun and informative show all about vintage baseball gloves, glove repair and restoration, and some fun baseball chat. I'm Mark.
I'm Travis.
And again, welcome to This Old Glove. A little bit about us. We're from Rochester, New York.
We are die-hard Cleveland Indians fans, and we love minor league baseball.
We love taking summer road trips and all the crazy adventures that happen to us along the way.
And we've got a fun and cool collection of baseball souvenirs that we're looking forward to sharing with you.
And as the name implies, we love old baseball gloves.
Dad, we live in New York, but we love the Cleveland Indians. You want to explain that a little bit?
True, we live in New York, but we live nowhere near New York City. Yankee Stadium and Citi Field is about 490 miles, or an 8-hour drive with New York City traffic, away from us. The Toronto Blue Jays would be the closest Major League Baseball team, but we'd have to swim 70 or so miles directly across Lake Ontario to get there. Cleveland, Ohio, and the Indians are only 235 miles away from Rochester, New York. It is a very easy 4-hour drive on the I-90 from Rochester right into downtown Cleveland.
I know most of the stories, but why don't you tell everyone else a little bit more about how we got all this other baseball stuff?
Most of this other baseball stuff and the souvenirs we have were absolutely free. When you go to the games on the weekends, they always have hats or jerseys, bobbleheads, t-shirts, all kinds of fun giveaways. Even when you go to minor league stadiums, there's Sunday helmets, souvenir cups, and all kinds of things that they want you to take home as souvenirs.
What about this wall behind us? What's the story with that?
Well, the show is called This Old Glove for a reason. Let's give everyone a close-up of some of the baseball gloves we've restored over the past year or so. The wall of gloves currently features 43 baseball gloves from the late 1930s right up until the modern age.
So, Dad, why did you start collecting baseball gloves?
I never meant to be a baseball glove collector. When I moved into this house 30 or so years ago, my parents, your grandparents, wanted me to move all of my old stuff and junk and boxes out of their basement over to here. When I started unpacking, one of the very first things I found was my old T-ball glove. Let's roll some footage of that glove, Travis. This is my first baseball glove that I used when I played T-ball in the early 70s. It belonged to one of my uncles and was passed on to me. Made by National Sporting Goods, I love the fabric logo on the wrist and the markings on the palm of this late 1950s, early 1960s made glove. After searching through all my stuff, I realized I was missing a couple of things from those boxes. One of the things I was missing was my Cooper brand baseball glove that I used to use when I was 10 or 12 years or so old. It was when I used to play in the junior and intermediate leagues. I loved that glove. I couldn't find it anywhere. It wasn't in any of the boxes. I couldn't find it anywhere in the house. I even went back to your grandparents' house and searched their garage and shed. I couldn't find it anywhere. So after searching and searching, I did what any rational person would do.
You forgot about it and moved on with the rest of your life?
No, I started searching the internet. I started looking at websites and calling stores that sold 1960s and 70s styles baseball gloves. Finally, one day on eBay, I ended up finding that same exact glove that I used to have when I was a kid. $15 plus $8 shipping. I bought back a piece of my youth for only $23.
And this is what the glove looked like when you got it? I gotta say, for being 40 years old, it's in great condition.
No, this glove was in sad shape when I got it. All of the lacing was split and cracked on it. All had to be replaced, and the leather itself was a grayish beige color. It was really, really terrible looking. Took a lot of TLC to bring it back to life to what it looks like now.
So what'd you use to clean and condition it?
I have an old leather jacket that I got from a Wilson's leather store years ago, and it came with a bottle of leather care conditioner. I decided to try that on it. I figured if it worked on a leather jacket, it would work good on a leather baseball glove.
It's a pretty good idea. How well it'll work out for you?
It didn't work out well at all. Turns out that a 30-year-old bottle of leather care and conditioner is kind of like leaving a 30-year-old can of paint down in your basement. After a while, it's just no good.
So obviously after that, you went to like a sporting goods store and bought some new glove oil or Glovolium and used that instead?
No, what I did next is I went to a shoe repair store that was down the street from where I worked. This guy knew all about leather boots and shoes, so I took my glove to him. He took one look at it and said, this is what you need to take care of it. So about $45 later, I bought a bunch of leather creams and conditioners and followed his advice for conditioning the glove.
So how well did that work out for you?
It didn't work out well at all. Turns out that products that you buy for your shoes and boots don't always work very well on your baseball glove.
So then what happens next?
Well, the next thing I did is there's a minor league baseball player who played for the Rochester Red Wings here in town. He owns some batting cages, indoor bullpens, and he also has a pro shop that he sells gloves and other equipment. I took my glove to him for some advice. He took one look at it, knew exactly what I needed. I bought all of the rawhide, leather conditioner, cleaners. About 6 weeks and about $100 later, this is the result. This nice glove, which is ready to go again, and my first project that I ever did with baseball gloves.
So you got it for a real bargain there.
I certainly learned my lesson the first time I did one of these projects, no doubt about it.
So the wall of gloves, where did all these come from?
In my search for that Cooper glove, I became mesmerized and interested in the evolution of gloves over the decades, the different styles, the brands, the ones that players endorsed, the ones that Indians players endorsed. I was just looking for something to occupy my time over the long winter months without baseball. You remember all those packages that I got in the mail?
I sure do.
Well, all of these became the projects and what you see on the wall now.
What about all the projects that you've done just in the past year alone?
These late 1940s to early 1960s gloves are some of the projects I've worked on this past year. They're all from different manufacturers and are endorsed by Cleveland Indians players. I really am grateful for this hobby. It's allowed me to be constructive. It was something to look forward to working on all this past winter, and it's kept me mentally sharp this past year, no doubt about that. It's really allowed me to get creative, though, and hone the skill of glove repair and restoration.
Some pretty great stories today, Dad. What do we have coming up in the next couple episodes?
Thank you, and thank you for watching. On the next episode, we'll get into the whole story of why I truly am a Cleveland Indians fan. I'll show you some of the tools and products needed to relace, clean, and condition your glove, and I'll just give you some general care and maintenance tips as well.
That sounds pretty interesting, and maybe we can discuss some of that spring training baseball as well.
You bet.
Until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.
And we'll be back very soon for This Old Glove, Episode 2.